Me, 31F, with my husband, 36M, 11 years, found out he's given 60k to his emotional affair 23F, how to move forward. Throwaway and some minor details changed for obvious reasons. Married over 10 years, have 3 kids, some pets, a house together. Last week my cards started getting declined and my DH, who has generally managed all the finances, confessed that he had loaned his deadbeat sister 40k. He had overdrawn all our accounts, hadn't consulted me about it, and we had to move into crisis mode and borrow money from family to get solvent. In theory, his sister is selling her house and will pay us back in full with some of the equity this summer. I've spent a week agonizing over budgeting and trying to find ways to come up with money for our kid's birthday in a few months. Tonight I asked him to log into our bank account so I could check our spending from last month and he got squirrely about it, but it was kid bedtime so I had to wait. I came down from getting the kids to bed and he had written down the payment info I was looking for on a piece of paper instead of letting me see the screen. That's when I knew something was wrong. I handed him the laptop to log in, and that's when he confessed that he had been having an emotional affair. He said that late 2016 he had gone to a strip club a few times and met a stripper who had claimed to be having a hard time. They exchanged numbers and starting texting. He's deleted all the texts so I have no way of knowing exactly what was said. She started asking for money, always with a sob story, so he paid her, and then just kept paying. They never had a physical affair, but he says he loved her, and she said she loved him. He never had any intentions of leaving me, and we've been poly before, so I wouldn't have been opposed to him having a girlfriend if he'd done it right. His sister had begged him for money last month, it was only 20k, he fudged the numbers hoping to cover up the affair, and he drained our accounts to pay them, his sister/the affair. When his affair texted again begging for money and he said no, she said she would tell me about their affair if he didn't pay, and included details like my name and our address, so she's looked us up. So he used the borrowed money to pay her off. I took a few minutes to add up all the payments, and it's over $60,000 in about 14 months. He even did an early withdrawal from his retirement account to pay her. I'm completely blindsided by this, and have no idea how to even start processing any of it. He is incredibly apologetic and feels terrible about it, but I'm so horrified by the year plus of sneaking around, and the complete lack of financial responsibility. I'm obviously hurt by the affair too, but I'm trying to keep this strictly on the poop. How do we get through this financially aspect? I don't know how to set boundaries around finances to protect myself/my kids from him spending the money we've been able to borrow. We got another loan putting us at about 10k, but there is still some car debt to pay off. So far he's given me all his credit/debit cards and I've changed the passwords on all our billing accounts so I can manage billing and he won't have access. I'll give him cash as needed for gas, I do all the grocery/household shopping. Obviously I need to start taking a more active role in managing our finances and checking all our statements each month. I know that we could report his ex for extortion, but that wouldn't get our money back. However, if she tries to ask him for money again, he will tell her that he no longer has access to any money because I found out about her and that there's nothing he can do. Would it make sense for him to get paper records from our phone company of the text messages so that we have evidence of extortion if she won't stop annoying him? He paid her as recently as 1/31, so I have no idea how long it will take her to give up. Is there anything else I'm missing? Are there any relationship boundaries I should be setting, or things he should do to help me trust that his affair is over? It's 3:30 a.m. for me right now. Guess entering 100 plus payments into a spreadsheet makes time fly, so I may fall asleep and take a few hours to reply, but I will absolutely be back in about 6 hours to read any advice. Thanks for reading this long post, and thanks in advance for anyone who takes the time to reply. Edit, I am overwhelmed and so grateful for all the comments and advice I've received. I'm reading them all and will reply ASAP. Sorry for the delay. Edit 2, I haven't responded to comments because I'm taking the very good advice and getting my STD panel done today, between school runs and doctor visits. Also getting numbers for lawyers to consult. And the anger and betrayal is finally setting in as I come to terms with all the lies and trickle truths. Thank you all for the honesty and advice. Too long, didn't read. Husband gave 60k over 12 months to an emotional affair partner, partly because of extortion. How to set financial boundaries and salvage our relationship.
Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out, thanks.
He did not shell out 60,000 for text messages. There's more to the story and you ought to get tested. Assume everything he said is a lie. He lied to you for a year and you couldn't tell, so there's no reason to think you can now. He needs to get a second job to repay what he stole from your family. That also gives him less time to hang out with strippers. And no more strip clubs, ever. He's not strong enough to resist temptation. It's literally a stripper's job to get men to part with their money, which he did, happily. Your husband is not an innocent victim, he did this willingly. They never had a physical affair. How relieved he must feel that you believe that. I, 27/M, got a very inappropriate text from my so, 28/F, that was not meant for me. Turns out the intended recipient, M, is married, so I told his wife. So and I have not had the best relationship. Many more bad times than good, but we always end up back together, working it out for the most part. Also have 2 children together. She's cheated in the past, and I am constantly battling sadness/anxiety/fatigue/ and other health problems, but most notably a complete lack of interest in anything, including romance. I admit I don't give her the attention she deserves. For the past 2 years or so, I haven't suspected her messing around on the side like I have in the past. I have tried to be trusting of her and not accuse her of anything without any proof. The other day, I'm texting her while I'm at work, and I get a message that clearly was not supposed to be for me. So, I have to ask. Does your wife let you get rough with her? He is what it said. Followed by an oops. Naturally, I'm pretty angry at first, but it quickly fades into disappointment in her and myself for not seeing this coming. I ask her who it was meant for and she tells me. It's a guy she knew from high school, who lives 4 to 5 hours away in another state. She tells me she's sorry, that it started out as innocent friendly conversation, ect. I say that it doesn't matter, it was totally inappropriate, and she agrees. I'm still working, night shift, and we've stopped discussing it for the night. But I keep thinking to myself, this guy has a wife. She needs to know that he is indulging in inappropriate conversations with another woman. If we were to trade places, I believe that I would want someone to tell me what was going on. I then looked her up on Facebook and messaged her about what I knew. I stated only the facts of the situation, and my opinion that it hasn't gone past talking. That it was something I felt she should be aware of. I did not do it out of spite or anger. I felt it was morally the right thing to do. The next day, my so tells me that she did feel bad, but that I crossed the line by contacting the wife. She is very angry with me now, and tells me to pack up and leave her house. I calmly refuse, stating that I know that the lease to our house is solely in her name, because I have poor credit. I have every right to live there, but if she absolutely wants me out, to call the sheriff and then I would go. It doesn't happen, but she does not say a word to me for a few days. We are now talking again, trying to get professional help, physical medicine for me, and counseling for both of us. She is still angry about me telling the wife, but won't tell me exactly why. I believe it is because she went to school with this girl, who she told me she despised during HS, and her 10-year reunion is coming up soon. All I could say is that I did what I felt was the right thing to do, and that when 2 adults make bad choices, they must deal with the consequences of those actions. I feel I handled this in the best way I could have. I've been known to lose my cool in similar situations before. I stayed calm, did not let emotions get the better of me. But do you think I handled this the right way? What shouldn't have I said or done? Too long, didn't read. Was I wrong to tell the other guy's wife about what happened? This is probably a long shot, but maybe she is so angry about you telling the man's wife because she lied about who the message was for? This guy living a few hours away seems convenient, so maybe he was the first person she thought of? Sorry, it's just I've been there and it ended up in a major duck up for 3 couples. You have the spine of a jellyfish, you should have left her long ago. I sure would hope someone would let me know if my partner was being flirty behind my back. I appreciate people like you, OP.